Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the B Channel podcast, where my objective is to bless, edify, and encourage others to live their best lives. Now, on today's episode, we are going to be talking about a book that I read um, late last year, in the summer of last year. I had the privilege of reading Redeeming Love. And I have to tell y'all, it was really a wonderful book to read for several reasons. And let me just tell y'all a little bit about the author. Francine Rivers is the author of this book. She's a New York Times bestselling author, and she's written books such as The Masterpiece, A Lineage of Grace, and so many more. And I just love what the book was about. And, it's kind of fitting because, Valentine's Day was a few weeks ago. If you're watching this in February, when I'm recording it in February of 2025. And, you know, I love the premise of the book because it really depicts the story that happens in the Word of God in the book of Hosea so well. Because in that book of the Bible, God asked this man to marry a prostitute, y'all. Y'all heard that right. God asked this man to marry a prostitute. And that relationship was supposed to illustrate the love that God has for us, how He is relentless in pursuing us, how He constantly looks for us and woos us and wants to be in relationship with us for all of our lives, y'all. He wants to be in relationship with us. And the book was so profound to me because the character, his last name was Hosea, and the young lady, he decided to call her a different name than she had. I think he decided to call her Mara, but she wanted to be called Angel, but her name was really Sarah. So it was just a lot of, issues of identity at play there for her because she felt like she could not be loved, and she was almost determined to not be loved. Like whatever she could do, it was almost like it was just not her desire in life to be loved because she had been hurt so many times by so many people and let down. So she felt like God was the same and he was a tyrant in the sky that would not frown, like he would not smile upon it, he would not smile upon her. She thought that God would frown upon her, essentially. So it was hard for her to receive that the level of love and the intentionality and the intensity with which Michael, the love interest, the main one of the main characters of the story, was pursuing her with. And it was like it really showed us, if you read it, it is really a beautiful picture, of how God is after us even after we've done wrong time and time and time again. We turn away from him. We seek love elsewhere where it's going to be futile, it's going to be insufficient, and we know this deep down, but we just keep seeking this love elsewhere. And God is like, come home. All I want to do is love you. I do not want to hurt you. I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. And it just was so beautiful to witness how he loved her in this book. And it was really a picture of the true love that God has for us. And I enjoyed so many moments, but there were also moments where I was like, girl, let him love you. Okay. And it's like it seems so simple sometimes to look at other people and how they are interacting with God and assume that it's easy. But for her, there was just so much pain in her life. She could not fathom that she was even worthy of love. She had a small view of life and a small view of God. And it really just shows you how much that perception matters, and how much what you're taught about God matters in how you do relationship with him and how you view a relationship with God. And she was really like, listen, I'm not here for it. He's let me down in my life, and you're going to let me down, and you're going to turn your back on me, and you're going to want to get rid of me. You're going to get tired of me. And it was like, it was just beautiful. And the deep part about it, y'all, now this is a husky read. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it's a husky read, but they do have, audio versions of it. I happened to read it on Kindle, and I felt like it read pretty quickly, you know and it wasn't like really really long chapters like that. But I love how the story moved. And um I have a cousin who has a show called the C&T Review. Shout out to her and her friend Takora. They actually did a review of the movie, and I think that they were saying that the book was better. And I agree, because the book has so much depth to it and everything like that. And I was like, I'm not even going to bother watching the movie just based off of what they said. I was like, no, I just, sometimes the book is better, because, there's always this kind of like back and forth, sometimes wondering, is the book gonna be better than the movie, or is the movie gonna be better than the book? And, there's kind of this unspoken competition sometimes, like, oh, which one's going to be better? And I feel like it's worth the investment of time to read it, because it was like God's love just came alive as I read that book. God's love for us truly came alive, and I was able to see that. Like, he was willing to pay all that he had to be with this woman. He was willing to go to unsavory places to seek out this woman and find her again. He was willing to fight off her enemies, or fight off people that were doing her wrong. He was willing to search high and low for her. And who does that sound like, y'all? That sounds like God to me, because he will leave the 99 for the one. He will search you down. He's not afraid. He's not afraid to go looking for you and bring you back, and, be in communion with you, and be in covenant relationship with you, and just to let you know how much he loves you. There's like no place that's too far, where God's love will not seek you, where God's love will not come running after you. Grace and mercy truly was on her side. It was just a matter of time before she really um believed it. And I think that was the hard thing too, because it's one thing to trust a person, but she was having to trust the God that he served as well, and understand that he was the one that was worthy of worship, and not um Michael, for how he lived his life and things like that. And it was just really a satisfying read, y'all. And it was a creative way to spend time with God. I love the idea of the novels that Francine writes, and the way that she writes in such a way that the Bible is intertwined with the story. And I hope that I can find some time um to read some more of her books, but this was definitely something that made me want to read more of her books. So, you never know. We'll see. I've been kind of on a hiatus as of late from reading books, and just focusing on getting that email down. Sometimes it can just be so many devotionals just that you get through email if you sign up for different things. And just I just been on the Bible plan journey, just trying to complete different Bible plans, and I'll share more about that in a later episode as well. And just really trying to focus, and it's really a season for me, y'all, of simplicity and watching my pace to really just understand, okay, this is where I am right now, and that's okay. God is okay with that, and I should be okay with that, because as I record this, I am just over 120 days out from losing my father. So I have to understand that just like God has redeeming love, he will redeem the time. He will redeem the time that I spent in service to my father and helping take care of him and making sure that he was good for as long as I could, be there for him until the very end, y'all. And yeah, that was a rough journey. It really was. But it was also rewarding because it taught me a lot about myself. And yeah, so I've been really kind of trying to figure out what my reading journey is as of late, and so I've been shuffling some things around and trying to get to a different place of more than routine, but a deeper relationship with God as well. So I hope that y'all will continue to come along with me on my journey. I share a lot more on my stories. As of late, I've been sharing different things on my stories, and also on Substack notes, I've been sharing a lot about grief as well. And, in the future, maybe I'll touch on that a little bit more on my blog as well. But that's what y'all can expect going forward from me is I'm trying to keep up with the blog on Substack and WordPress. I put that out primarily, but I put it out everywhere that I have socials so that y'all can read that blog on Thursdays, and at least two of these podcasts a month. That's what you can expect from me on Thursdays. And sometimes it'll just be a blog, and sometimes it'll just be a podcast, and sometimes it'll be both. So, it's all about pacing, coming back to that. And I hope that this episode was helpful, and um I hope that you'll check the book out. It's called Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. And it's available wherever books are sold. And I thank y'all so much for taking the time to tune into this episode today. I know how valuable that our time is in today's day and age. So y'all, do me a favor. If y'all are watching over on YouTube, make sure that you like, you comment, you subscribe, and you share, and let me know what you thought about today's episode. If you're listening on Spotify, make sure that you participate in today's poll and comment. Leave a review and a rating. Let us know what you think about this episode, and if I should do more of these book reviews in episodes like this. And last but not least, make sure that you follow me at B.E.E 27 on all social platforms, y'all. I am on Substack, I'm on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram. I'm on Pinterest and WordPress, as well as Spotify. So all those places you can find me. And Instagram, I'm on there a lot, so you can definitely find me there if nowhere else. So thank y'all so much once again for tuning into today's episode, and peace and blessings until next time.